Kubota Tsukuba Plant is one of the company's production bases for tractors and industrial engines. Inside the machining area, yellow industrial robots move engine castings between tightly arranged stations with fast, precise motion. The process then shifts from automated machining to close manual assembly. A worker guides a suspended electric tightening tool with controlled torque beside a cast engine block, aligning it carefully before fastening begins. At the housing, assembly continues by hand as internal parts are positioned with deliberate, exact movements. Each operation is carried out in a confined working area around the machined openings and sealing faces. At the next station, the partly assembled housing receives another component through its upper opening. The operator works around the rim and into the inner cavity, then moves to the front face of the unit, where a circular mounting area is already clearly formed. Step by step, the rough casting begins to take on the appearance of a finished mechanical assembly, combining automated precision with careful, hands-on fitting. At the bench test line, the assembled power unit is secured on a dedicated test stand and connected to exhaust hoses, pipes, and external service lines. A technician works beside the unit, checking the connections and operating the station controls before the test begins. The engine is already complete enough for functional inspection. Here, the completed engine is checked in controlled conditions before moving on to the next stage of powertrain integration. At this stage, the completed engine is brought together with a larger drivetrain housing on the integration line. The engine remains supported in a fixed position, while a dark gray transmission or gearbox case is aligned directly in front of it. Further along the station, the integrated unit advances between support frames and handling equipment as the powertrain takes its place within the vehicle structure. This is no longer only engine assembly and no longer only component machining. Here, the major mechanical units come together, forming the core of the tractor's drivetrain before the next stage of buildup begins. At this station, the cab interior takes shape quickly and with precision. The worker installs parts around the instrument and steering area, setting the steering structure in place and routing the wiring through the cab. Connectors are joined, mounting points are secured, and the interior layout is built up piece by piece. The work then moves into finishing operations. Smaller parts are fitted, fasteners are tightened, and the interior equipment is brought into its final position. At this stage, the cab moves into position above the tractor's main mechanical structure. Suspended by overhead lifting gear, the complete cab assembly is carried across the line and brought down with controlled, deliberate movement. The operator guides the descent while the cab is aligned to its mounting points. Below, the chassis and integrated powertrain are already in place, waiting for the upper structure to be set onto them. Chain hoists, support fixtures, and guide points keep the heavy assembly stable as the gap closes. Little by little, the cab settles into its exact position over the machine. This is one of the key joining stages in final assembly. Here, the separate upper and lower sections come together, turning the build into a recognizably complete tractor. At this station, the tractor receives its wheels and moves one step closer to a finished machine. The worker rolls the tire into position, brings it square to the hub, and starts the installation by hand. With the wheel held in place, the mounting points are aligned and the fasteners are secured in sequence. The worker stays close to the rim, checks the fit, and tightens the connection with controlled torques. On the HS line, tractor assembly moves into its final stage. The workers install the remaining exterior and functional parts onto the completed tractor body, including the doors and engine cowling. Each component is fitted, aligned, and secured in sequence as the machine approaches full completion. With these final parts in place, the tractor takes on its finished form, both structurally and visually. The process then moves to appearance inspection. At this stage, the completed tractor is checked carefully from the outside, while inspectors confirm the fit, finish, and overall presentation of the machine. This is the last step of assembly, where the fully built tractor is reviewed before it leaves the line. This final assembly line is building one of Kubota's small, compact tractors JB series. By this stage, the machine already has its main structure, engine, and driveline in place, and the focus shifts to completion work. Workers fit the exterior panels, interior parts, and finishing components that turn the mechanical build into a finished tractor. The raised hood reveals the compact engine layout at the heart of the machine, while the completed body gives it the familiar Kubota form. This is the point where a small utility tractor becomes ready for inspection, testing, and release. The completed tractor enters the indoor test area and is secured on a roller stand. With the machine fixed in place, the operator remains in the cab and begins a controlled, functional test. The front and rear wheels rotate on the rollers while the tractor stays restrained at the test position, along with the anchoring hardware that keeps the machine stable during the run. This part of the process reads as a performance and functional inspection of the finished tractor. After the roller test, the tractor moves forward to the next verification point inside the plant. Another completed tractor waits nearby, showing that the same inspection flow is repeated unit by unit. The next station is enclosed behind glass. Inside that chamber, the tractor is exposed to heavy water spray. This stage is best described as a water leak test. This is an outdoor tractor test. Kubota tractor takes place on a proving ground. The tractor drives along paved test roads and through gentle grade changes, allowing its completed systems to be checked in motion outside the factory building.